Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Chicago. Happy Krampus Day. I know we've been talking about this all morning. I think Martyrs is going to have a Krampus celebration, but it's going to be on Saturday. They usually wait to the weekend. And so check online. Of course, verify anything I say. Don't take my word for it, but if that's the case, of course, depending on the weather, Saturday might be the day to go up to Wrigleyville, because I want to go to Martyrs and check out the Krampus, and then we can, maybe people will be dressed up, hitting the bars like Santa Baby and Elfed Up and all that stuff along Clark Street in Wrigleyville. I know the Chicago Botanical Garden has an amazing light display. Chris might know what I'm talking about, or other people who live on the North Shore up there. And from what I've seen, it's just amazing. The lighting, holiday lighting display they have at the Botanical Gardens is just amazing. Hey Sharon, how's it going? Yeah, the Lunch Bunch, thanks for tuning in. Yeah. And you know, that's another idea too, but I don't know if I'll get up there. Probably the easiest way for me to get up there is take the Metra. I know a few people that might want to go up there. I'll see if any of my friends with cars that want to go up there. But yeah, we'll figure out what's going on this weekend. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to Chicago. Yeah, we're here at the Prudential Plaza here. Oh, and then Amber, how's it going? Yeah, thanks for tuning into the Lunch Bunch here. So all I'm thinking about today, I thought they would have a tree there, but usually they got a fountain. We'll walk inside the Prudential here. We'll see if security will let us, and then I'll try to pop out to the Aeon, and then we'll go over to Maggie Daley Park to check out the ice skating ribbon. I keep forgetting, and I want to get there before they chase people off to smooth out the ice with the Zamboni. It is interesting. It is fun watching the Zamboni go around that ice skating ribbon there. And so here they got a just salad here. We just entered the Prudential building here, and there's a little, this connects to the pedway and everything. Hey Annette, Joe Ellen, thanks for tuning in. Amber, Greg, how you doing? Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in to the Lunch Bunch here for our little lunch walk. What time we got? Tuesday? Yeah, like happy Krampus Day. I was just talking about Martyrs is doing something on Saturday, so maybe we'll check that out on Saturday up there in Wrigleyville. You got an Amazon Go here, Panda Express. That way goes to the Aeon building. So before we go over there, and I've shown this before, there's the Chicago Global Affairs office over here. That's why there were protests out in front of here, because they're related to the United Nations and the Council for Global Affairs and all that stuff. But here, let's yeah, I want to see if they're before the pandemic, they 50s, and they got this nice digital wall here in the lobby. Oh, Marty was watching the Zamboni. That's good. Yeah, oh, good old Marty. That's great. Yeah, so they were doing the what Rockefeller again, Marty. But here, look at this nice little digital wall here. Of course, the wild berries over here. They got a nice Christmas tree over there, and that's why I came with that. Here, so I don't have to walk all the way over there. There, the Chicago Council of Global Affairs. There's the Council of Global Affairs, which is I don't know, it's something associated with the United Nations. I don't know. But that's why sometimes there's protests out here for the Mideast conflict. Here's the Wildberry. There's a Wildberry restaurant, pancakes and cafe. And they got those nice chairs you can sit in there. It's almost like muffles the noise, but here's the Wildberry. It's nice. And there's the escalators to get up into the Prudential. But hey, let's head over to Maggie Daley Park. We're just letting people filter in here. Thanks for staying on here. I'll show you how this connects to the Aeon building. Hopefully I'll maintain the connection here. Let's see. Maybe I should go back outside. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back outside because I'm losing the connection already here. So scratch that. We're not gonna go into the Aeon, because if I go under that tunnel, I'll lose the connection. So we'll go out to this escalator here, and we'll go over to Maggie, Daley ice skating ribbon. I better get outside. Yeah, sorry. Good. Okay, good. I don't want to get on people's way here. So, yeah, we got this rainy, dreary day. You saw how it was this morning on TikTok. I don't know if anybody was on there, but thanks for tuning in. And for this midday walk, at least the rains, snow, whatever it is kind of paused here. Yeah, Nita, Kitty, thanks everybody. Did I miss anybody else? Yeah, we'll cross the wide Randolph here, and there's of course Millennium Park. The whole loop of Chicago is right there. We'll head a little east in the park here, and you see how Randolph becomes a causeway. There's a middle and a lower level. There's actually 3 levels of Randolph here. We're at the, you see there's Wilson has offices, the sports company that makes all the footballs and basketballs. And there's the tall Aon building. Used to be the Standard Oil building. We've talked about how they replaced all the, they used to be clad in white marble, and they had to reclad the whole building because it was cracking and falling off. That happened decades ago, but that was a very expensive ordeal. And so they redid this plaza. They kept this stuff, and we've shown this before. There's the new sunken plaza. All these big giant buildings have these sunken plazas. Well, let's go down here. Let's check it out here, and you can see the blue St. Regis is kind of behind us. People have mixed reviews about this plaza that they redid. It used to be a giant fountain here in the middle, and then there was like it was interesting, there was like a giant waterfall. It was like a little Niagara there, and people missed that because there was a nice water feature, but I'm sure they realized there was cost and maintenance of keeping that fountain going and winterizing it and stuff, so they just got rid of it. But here they got a sleigh, they got some ornaments, they got some trees here. I guess it looks nice at night. We're 1,100 foot tall Aon, and people in the comments, they said, why is every building 1,100 feet tall? It just so happens that the John Hancock, the Aon, and the Wanda Vista are all about 1,100. It's so funny that the Trump Tower is also about 1,100, but it has a 100-foot spire that adds to the height of the building. And so, of course, Trump can claim that it's 1,200 feet tall, which is true. And the towers to the top of the Sears Willis Tower do not count towards the height of the building because they're leased and they're considered temporary structures. Otherwise, the Sears Tower would be 1,700 feet tall if they counted those. They only counted as 1,400 because they only go up to the roof of the building here. But here we'll cross Randolph. We got this, here you can look straight down. This is a light. Well, we've been down under there before. It lets light down to the middle level of Randolph. And here we'll cross over. Lisa, how you doing? Yeah. Thanks everybody. Amber, Sharon, Denise, Clark, yeah, Dolores. Am I missing everybody else? Let's see, Christopher, Mona, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Got the lunch bunch, thanks everybody. Yeah, let's go check out the ice skating ribbon. There's the Aqua building. Jeannie Gang's Aqua, it looks like water. Here we'll cross the Columbus here. You got people out and about. There's Columbus Avenue. Both ways here. I know I'm swinging the camera around a bunch. Yeah. So thanks to my great moderators. I know Diana did a wonderful job this morning. It's always amazing. You know, since it was raining, we went down in the lower level of Michigan and Wacker there, and then people start screaming about O-Block. That's the only reason I reposted. I had a third video that I didn't repost. I didn't, you know, the rerun of, I rode a bike down the 63rd and Parkway Gardens, and it's not gonna quiet anybody, because people don't even watch the videos anyway. I guarantee you 90% of the people that asked me to go to O-Block, I said they won't even watch the video of me going down there. That's not the reason. The reason is just to taunt me, and that's okay. I just let it slide. It becomes static. It's like I don't even understand why. It's like I don't understand any of it. You know, it just, I went there. You know, I want to respect the hip hop community, drill music. King Von, who tragically died in Atlanta, they got a mural to it. You know, we talk about the muralist and Parkway Gardens, the history of Parkway Gardens. They don't. That's not the reason they're taunting me. It's a different reason. It's because the same reason they taunt Chicago. It's to prove that Chicago is an unlivable city. It's such a urban hellscape like O-Block, and they get confused when we film stuff like this. We film like people having a good time ice skating and not getting attacked in the streets and going to work, and they're like, how can this be the same city? You know, and they want to see what in their mind is the movie that plays on TikTok every single day of people fighting in the streets, twerking on cop cars. You know, the horrible hellscape that America has become in their minds for political reasons, you know, so that's okay. Look at this wonderful view. I'm glad we came over here. Let's head down to Maggie Daley Park and film some people having a good time here, just ice skating and enjoying this dreary day. Thanks everybody for tuning in. You guys understand what's going on, so we'll just keep on going. The taunts will continue, and haters gotta hate, and that's what motivates them, so they're gonna keep doing it, and that's fine. You know, I was just like, what value does this have? You know, it's just like becomes static. But hey, and thanks to, I did reach out to, so let's talk about this. Probably tomorrow night, Wednesday, what's today, Tuesday. So I talked with Jeremy, Jeremy is, of course, lives in Eugenie Terrace with that nice view. And when I was walking home last night, I was so dense, I didn't realize that once again, people were encouraging Jeremy to run down the street and chase me down because they wanted me to film views of the top of Eugenie Terrace with the beautiful skyline and the zoo lights. And I want to do that. I just wanted to get home last night, and people kind of realized that. And poor Jeremy ran several blocks to catch me, and I talked him in the street. And the good thing is we exchanged numbers, and I'm coordinating with him, probably weather permitting, tomorrow night, Wednesday night. I just want to schedule it so I know to stop by there, know he's going to be home, so I actually go there on my way home. We'll probably go home on TikTok on Wednesday, and we'll go up to the top of Eugenie Terrace, and we'll film the nice view of Lincoln Park Zoo, Christmas lights from that roof deck, and the skyline. The funny thing is, and just like I told Jeremy, Jen, who sometimes, you know, tunes in, and does the wonderful photography most people know You Should Eat. She's already has wonderful photos of what the Lincoln Park Zoo looks like from that vantage point, and I don't want it to take away from her good content, but you know, weather permitting, I'll coordinate with Jeremy tomorrow, and we'll try to make a stop by Eugenie Terrace on my walk home from work tomorrow and get some more views. Thanks to Jeremy for being so kind and getting us up there. I appreciate that. I know several people in that building now that will help get us access, and that's such nice because it's such a great view. And I hope to certainly get up there next year when that pool's open. That would be nice. But yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Looks like winter. Yeah, it finally looks like winter. There can be multiples. Add to your comments. Yeah. I'll do the commentary. I know that's what people are looking at, which is fun. It just shows you. It's funny how live streams take a life of their own. Sometimes I didn't realize people were talking in the background with Jeremy, because I wasn't really looking at the comments at that point. I was like on autopilot after we saw the ducks last night. But here, we'll go over, we'll get you nice views of the skyline here. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the Maggie Daley Park ice skating ribbon. This great amenity we have here. And if you bring your own skates, you can skate for free. See, people are just skating here. I'll go inside and show you where you can rent skates. And yeah, look at the beautiful ice skaters out here. Just enjoying the day here, skating around. We'll walk around this whole thing. That's okay. Well, I can cut out the footage. It was dark. It was hard to see the ducks. Like I kept thinking like one of the ducks was a turtle, but it was a duck. And but hey, I'll see if that footage is usable. Yeah, we went by the ducks were out last night. It was nighttime, and there was all six or seven of them were swimming there. And here, let me show you. So if you don't have your own skates, you know, this is the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here in Maggie Daley Park. See right behind here, and that's where we were on top of this thing. You can walk right into this field house. Here's the hours, 6 to 9 p.m. Monday through Sunday. And you can go right in this door here, and you can rent skates. Here, let me go up the door. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Amber, about you're dealing with the same violence there in Arizona, and that's, you know, it shows you it's a nationwide issue. I know we face it. We're empathetic here because, you know, us in the big cities here, Chicago, New York, LA, and you got a big city there with Phoenix. You know, this is a, and that's why, you know, we know what's going on. People want to dumb down the debate by making political cheap shots when both parties share the blame. And yes, maybe the liberals might share more of the blame than the others, if that's what but the conservatives share the blame too, and so do the gun manufacturers that for profit just subjugate us. You know, what sells weapons more than anything? Fear. And we're heading into another volatile period where wars are breaking out all over the world. The world's getting violent again. The world's always been violent. And, you know, the depressing thing that we all deal with, that grown people, adults, are still resorting to violence to solve their political disputes and religious disputes. And that's what angers me the most, that in the name of religion, people resort to violence on all sides. And not everybody, most religion is a net positive for the world and humanity, but there's always extremists on all sides that will use religion to divide people. And that's the tragedy of the human condition that we all face. You're facing violence in Arizona. I'm sorry to hear that. We're facing it here in Chicago. The last thing you and I need is people making light of it and political cheap shots. We need to work together and encourage each other and get us through this, because it affects everybody. And thanks for you guys for understanding. And that's why I'm just simply showing that a hippie like me can walk around this city. And how did I survive the last 25 years? People in the comments act like I shouldn't, you know, they're like almost like praying for my demise, you know, to prove their political point. And that's when it gets really scary, because then someone will actually do it, you know. And but we'll stay positive. We'll keep on keeping on. You guys help me out, encourage me. I'll try to encourage you back here. So yeah, that's good. Yep, that's why we try to, my great moderators help keep me on track and help deflect. What cracks me up the most is, and Chris and Diana and Sarah know this, and everybody else, Nita and my other moderators, Magic Mike and Kahala, that if people get temporary suspended, they get really angry. And then they want to they'll write me like on a TikTok, and they'll be like, "How dare your moderators mute me? And I did nothing wrong." And I'm like, "Well, just watch something else, you know." What am I going to do about it? It's TikTok. You know, you can live without TikTok. I can live without TikTok. You know, just live your life. You know, TikTok censors stuff all the time. You know, they want to be able to use their pejoratives as a weapon. And when they can't, they get really angry, because it's like gaslighting. They want to gaslight everybody because they're gaslighting themselves. And it doesn't help out. But here, look, they got this Ring Cafe. You got hot chocolate. You got some picnic tables here. Look, skate at your own risk. And again, if you bring your own skates, you can just lace up, hop right in. It doesn't cost anything. You can use this beautiful ice skating rink and just skate around and enjoy yourself. Yeah, look at the peace and love. The world needs more hippies, right? And that's the problem. The hippies always get conquered because look what happened to Gandhi, you know. It's all this peace, love, and understanding, you know. People get tired of that. They want some action. They want some road rage fighting. That's what gets them going. Remember, we live in the same society that people pay good money to watch people bludgeon themselves almost to death in the octagon, and they sell pay-per-view. It's almost like the gladiatorial matches. We still got them on, you know, and all the violence in movies. People pay that because it's entertainment. It's part of human nature. We have this within all humans, the duality of man, that we have this violent side and we have this peaceful side, and you know, the tragedy that we can't make it work. But we'll keep trying. We're not going to give up the faith here, or the hope. And here, let's head across this nice pedestrian walkway. And that's why me just walking and talking, enjoying our lunch break here. It's therapy. Well, misery loves company, right? And I'm not miserable. I got it pretty good. I realize I got lots to be thankful for. You know, we just left the Thanksgiving era or season, and now we're in the Christmas holiday season. I should remind myself how fortunate we are to live in this country, and even this city. And if other people can't appreciate this city or other cities that we all love to view here, that's their own fault. We can't help them. I'm going to enjoy it if they can't. Yeah, celebrity death match. Yeah, they should bring that back, that claymation. That was fun, you know. And hey, thanks, Mona. Thanks for the piece there. Yeah, you know, I can ice skate. People have mentioned in the comments, they're like, Brian, we want to see you on the ice, but you know, they're really probably hoping I go out and fall on my butt there, and then we can put it in the bloopers, and it'll be a fun time here. But I just like viewing the ice skating rink. For me, that's enough. I don't want to break a hip. But here, look at the beautiful skyline of Chicago. It's looking nice and landscape. Thanks for being on, everybody. Welcome to Millennium Park here in Chicago. We're just leaving Maggie Daley Park, where they had the ice skating ribbon, and hopefully that looked good on widescreen. And good, thanks. That's Lisa is God's girl. Thanks. That's what we got to do. It's like a decision. It's almost like a decision to be happy or not. And I realize that too. I used to get depressed and woe is me, and you know, I'm like, come on. You only got one life to live. You got to squeeze every moment out of every day. Live here now, be here now. And I know we all got troubles and tribulations. People are dealing with some real issues. Support the people. That's what this season reminds me of. Help out people in need. I need to help out these people I see in the streets. You know, families there on the side of Michigan Avenue. You know, it's just, we live in such a world of abundance, such great wealth that's concentrated so much at the one end. And if we could just distribute it a little bit more equally, that so everybody could just enjoy this world that we all share. But I'm being too idealistic, because that's not how the world works. The world thrives on competition and conflict, at least historically, and it still continues to this day. And I'm just amazed we're still fighting a World War II style tank battle in Ukraine and Russia. And it's just the arms industry, the military industrial complex, which includes part of this country, just loves it. They're just making money off of people dying in that war, because, you know, what's the old Megadeth album cover? Peace sells, but who's buying? You know, peace through strength. You know, we needed to destroy the village to save the village. You know, and I'm not even talking about the Middle East conflict, which to me is the most depressing one of all, because someday this war is going to end, but it's not today. You don't skate, but don't heal anymore. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I'm learning that too. You know, I could skate. Same with a motorcycle. I'm like, you know, it's bad enough that I can ride a scooter that goes 30 miles an hour. That's fast enough. I don't need to be going 100 miles an hour on Lakeshore Drive, popping wheelies anymore. As you go down, you can do some damage. Same with ice skating. But hey, thanks for tuning in. So we'll check out. We already did the bean this morning, and we did the Christmas tree, and it's not going to look too good in this gloomy weather anyway. So if I can maintain my connection here, we'll walk through the Lurie Garden. We'll see what it looks like at wintertime, and we'll head down towards the Art Institute, and we'll head into the loop here. What time we got? 12:28. I might have enough time to cruise by. I know, Chris, I know you've gone in there, and other people have too, gone inside the Palmer House Hilton. I want to see if they got Christmas decorations. They might have a nice tree and garlands and have it decorated for Christmas. That beautiful. But every time I go in there, I lose my connection at some point, so be prepared for that. But I'm willing to risk it because hey, you know, why not? Orwellian, you got it. Look at the top of the Sears Tower. It's hitting the clouds there. So I guess we got 1,300 foot cloud cover about. It's almost hitting the 1,400 foot top there of Sears Willis Tower. There's the diamond shaped Smurfit stone there. You want me to see what's skate with the gimbal? Yeah, maybe I'll use one if I can get a sled. Or maybe I'll use one of those penguin things. I can steady myself. I'll just walk out on the ice. But we might, you know, if I could go over there, we'll see if they're skating on the main rink. Every time I go by there, they always got everybody cleared off at lunchtime for the Zamboni. But here's the modern wing of the Art Institute here in Chicago. And we're just going through the Lurie Gardens here. Oh, the red building. Yeah, that's the Northern Trust. It used to be the CNA building. The CNA building moved, or they moved their offices to a different location. And I guess Northern Trust went in there. And yeah, it's very, yeah, it's a good thing they made it red, you know, otherwise it would blend in with all these other modernist buildings, very Mies van der Rohe-ish. But here we'll head down to Monroe, and we'll head by the Monroe building, the University Club. Here's where you can get to the Monroe Street parking garage right there. And the lake's that way. Here's this bridgeway that connects to the Art Institute. Yeah, the Palmer House. Yeah, go inside, walk around. You got, Chris, you got to some areas that I don't usually go to. You know, some of those ballrooms and architectural details. They got different areas. I remember, oh, it must have been 2 decades ago, in the early 2000s, we would go down to Trader Vic's, which was a tiki bar down there. I know tiki bars are controversial for cultural appropriation, but it was a classic 60s type tiki bar. You get the strong drinks there, and it was like you were sitting at the Polynesian bar there. And that was a famous spot there at the Palmer House Hilton. But alas, again, as we always say, nothing lasts. And now it belongs in the ash heap of history there. But at least the Palmer House Hilton's still there. And yeah, Trader Vic's. Yeah, the werewolves. All the werewolves. Werewolves of London. It's awesome. But hey, thanks for tuning in here. Scenes of the city. And yeah, if you missed it before, probably tomorrow night, Wednesday night, I talked to Jeremy from the nice Eugenie Terrace, and I'll coordinate with him. We'll see what the weather's doing tomorrow, and if it cooperates on my walk home tomorrow night, we might get some nice views of the city and the Lincoln Park Zoo lights from above. And I would have went up there last night, but we were already up at Armitage by the time he found me, and I just went to get... And the reason the live ended abruptly, my battery went out. I didn't realize my battery was... It got depleted really quickly. Something must have happened, because it usually lasts... This battery on this phone is pretty good, but I wasn't paying attention to the battery, and it surprised me too when the live ended suddenly and I was out of juice. So I was so close to home, I was like, we'll just call it a night. There's the L going by. Look at that. Look how it's flying by there. Look at that. Here, I can turn the chat back on. Hey, the Picasso. They got the Picasso drawing from life at the Art Institute here. Let's check this out. So I guess that's a hand sketch by Picasso there. They got some exhibit. Of course, I have a membership to the Art Institute, but I can't use it to live stream because you can't film in there. So, you know, I haven't been to the Art Institute as much as I usually do because... Hey, let's see. Okay, let's go here. I'll cross the street and I'll zoom in here. They got wreaths on the lions. So the lions in front of the Art Institute. Let's see if my connection holds out here. Maybe we can go down and from across the street I can get the facade of the Art Institute landscape with the wreaths of the lions. That'll be a nice photo that we can clip out here. How's my... We'll see how my... I have to watch my bandwidth because sometimes it drops down. Here's a nice, here, let's check this out. Here's the Monroe building. See, the Pritzker Military Museum is right there. Let's go, let's see what this looks like. See if this is in here. We're in the Monroe building. I've shown this before on my previous account on TikTok, but I think we lost the footage. So I know security will be looking at me here. And here, I just want to film the Christmas decorations here. Yeah, there's security. She's looking at me here. Hey, how's it going? Look at the beautiful. Look at these fixtures. They got these terracotta tiles all over this. But you know, you can check this out. The Pritzker Military Museum's another idea. I think it's mainly like a library, but I guess they got displays and stuff. So maybe that's another idea for this winter. We can maybe one cold lunchtime we could check out the Pritzker Military Museum here. And here we're by the Art Institute of Chicago, the school of the Art Institute of Chicago, Michigan Avenue. Yeah, isn't that nice? And yeah, we got some people here on Michigan Avenue, the nice wide sidewalks here. There's the Art Institute. We'll get the whole thing here, and we'll get the lions. We'll get the lions if my connection will hold out here. We're starting to drop down a little bit. We'll go right by. Well, there's the Route 66 begin sign. Maybe I could film that too. We'll put that in this, and we can always cut it out here. Sounds like there's a live musician up here. That's amazing. Or I don't know if it's, maybe they're just piping out music. But again, if you just joined, welcome to Chicago. We're across from the Art Institute here, Michigan and Adams Street. Yeah, we got a clarinetist. That is beautiful. Listen to that. Yeah. So here, look at the lions. Look at the lions in front of the Art Institute. They got the wreath on there. So here's the Begin Historic Route 66 sign. And see how we're right across from the Art Institute of Chicago. And then we're right at Adams in Michigan here. And they got all the stickers here. And then there's another sign across the way there, so we'll head up this way and we'll go. Well, actually, if I go this way, let's see if I can. How's it going? That's beautiful playing. I appreciate it. Thank you. Here you can see the Sears Tower there, and we'll walk west a little bit here on Adams. See if I can maintain my connection here. And yeah, the wreaths on the lions. Oh, the clarinet was great. That's why I was being quiet, so we could hear that beautiful clarinet playing. And that guy saw what I was up to, and he stopped playing. I wasn't filming him. He just noticed I could hear it. Now it's when I was filming the lions. I appreciate our street performers. I got musician friends that always tips the musicians there, which is great. And but yeah, if I was gonna film them, I would pay them for sure. And there we'll just go by the Symphony Center's Forte restaurants right there at the Symphony Center. The Chicago Symphony Center's right across from the Art Institute there. And so thanks for staying on here. We'll see, this is the bottom of the 50 Monroe building here. And we'll head over to the Palmer House Hilton and see if we can walk in the side entrance and pop out in the beautiful lobby that Chris and I were talking about earlier. So here we're underneath the Wabash here. Hey, let's duck into Miller's Pub. Someone was asking about Miller's Pub. I used to go to Miller's Pub a lot when I used to eat lunch over, you know, my lunch break before the age of TikTok. So I haven't been there in a while. So let's check out Miller's Pub there. I don't know if there'll be a greeter right when we get in there. If not, I just want to. They got a lot of nice photographs on the wall, and this is a classic Chicago. Here comes the L coming by here, and tis the season for a Tom and Jerry at Miller's Pub here, 134 Wabash here in the Loop of Chicago. How's it going? Look at the Miller's. They got a bar and they got a whole seating area, and then they actually have an upstairs area too. Sometimes that's the overflow, but look how nice they have it decorated here. Miller's Pub here, right on Wabash at Adams in Chicago. They got a full bar. They got Route 66 and nice chandeliers. It almost reminds me of a Wisconsin supper club. But it's better because it's in Chicago. So thank you so much. This is such a great restaurant. So check out Miller's Pub here. And this is what I want to see, just little decorations of the season here. Miller's Pub here. And oh yeah, those paintings behind and you see how it's right next to the Palmer House. So if you stay at the Palmer House, just immediately south of it, here's the one of the drop-off zones for the Palmer House Hilton here. We'll enter in the back. I'll keep an eye on my connection. I'll try to get you a constant stream. Sometimes when I get in these walls, it's hard to maintain a connection, but we'll do the best we can here. Thanks for staying on. We'll go and check out the Palmer House here, 124 South Wabash. Of course, it connects to State Street, and let's see if we can maintain a stream here. Yeah, they're getting a door there. So here, we'll go through this door. You take a left, and I'll walk really slow to try to maintain my connection. Happens. I appreciate people's thoughts. I know everybody's anxious, but every day we get count, and it doesn't really help me out at all. People say stay safe. It doesn't matter. We're all subject to the same violence. I watched we'll talk about it after we get out of the beautiful Palmer House Hilton. I appreciate people's comments. Hey, here we go. Look, welcome. We made it inside. Are we streaming okay? We're inside the Palmer House Hilton here. And yes, they got a beautiful Christmas tree. Let me get back a little bit so we can film it here. And they got the beautiful ceiling here. And they got the bar there, and here we go. Here's the Christmas tree. Look at that. And we'll go up these escalators, so I'll try to get you a nice overview of this whole thing when we get to the second level. But I just want to film the Christmas tree, the beautiful decorations here in the Palmer House Hilton. And this is what we were talking about before. See, that goes way back over there. And then underneath us used to be Trader Vic's. It used to be actually 2 levels down. It was like in the basement area. Here's the Christmas tree. And then here, let's head right up. We'll give you an overview here. We'll go up the escalator here, and I'll turn around. Look, Mark Twain stayed here. Kings and queens stayed here. Many dignitaries throughout the years, like Frank Sinatra, and many people have stayed in the Palmer House Hilton here. Look at that beautiful ceiling. We're heading up the escalator to the second level. We're seeing it at Christmas time. Are we streaming okay? Yeah, this is the Palmer House Hilton. Thanks for joining. We're in Chicago. Thanks for joining. We're right in the loop of Chicago here. We just headed up to the second level. Are we streaming okay? Yeah, thanks, Chris. Thanks for helping out with the comments there. And look at this ceiling. And again, this is the 3rd iteration of the Palmer House Hilton. There was one that was built before the Great Chicago Fire that tragically burnt down in the 1871 Great Chicago Fire. Then they rebuilt that one after the Great Chicago Fire, and it lasted till the early 1920s. And then in the 1920s, they built this. They tore down the other one to build a better, more modern. This is one of the first buildings in the world to have things like air conditioning. The other buildings had elevators, but they really upgraded the elevators and added a lot of amenities to this 3rd iteration of the Palmer House Hilton. And you can look at it online if you want to find out more information here. But are we streaming okay? Thanks for tuning in here. Yeah, thanks for helping out with the comments here. And so we'll keep moving here. They got a elevator lobby with the piano in it. That's the elevator lobby. Just this classic vintage hotel, neoclassical style. It's almost it's supposed to look like a European palace, and you can imagine the ballrooms. Maybe we can take a peek in that ballroom over there. They'll use this just like the Drake Hotel for New Year's Eve celebration, Christmas parties. A lot of people had their prom here. People always write in the comments anytime we post videos of that they had their prom here, and they have memories of having debutante balls and things like that, or just staying in the hotel. Yeah, it's a beautiful building. I'm glad we're streaming okay. And then the restaurant and bar goes further back that way. If you go up these, there's the Empire Room in the back here. You see that clock. And yeah, look at this. So let's see if we can get a peek into the Empire Room here. Hey, they got some poinsettias. We're streaming okay. A great room. About 10 ballrooms. Oh, there's 10 ballrooms. I know there's several ballrooms. This is just one of them. I'll just look through the window here. I doubt this door's open. Let's see if this door's open. Oh, look at this. So look, they got a stage. Look at this ballroom here. Thanks for tuning in. Look at the ceiling, Chris. Chris, remember at the South Shore Cultural Center, they have ceiling chandeliers like that. And then we got it here at the Palmer House Hilton. Look at the candelabras on the wall. They got this beautiful mirrored room. Are we streaming okay? I might be losing my connection here. We'll see if we get it back. Sorry if I cut out there for a second. We went into the ballroom here. And this is the Empire Room within the Palmer House Hilton. And see how there's a stage. It almost looks like a throne could be up there. Look at that. And look at the carpeting. And they got a nice, yeah, she's working on the, look, that Christmas tree's moving. There's somebody there. That's awesome. But here, we'll this view of the Palmer House. My connection, so let's head out to State Street here. Or actually, this is Monroe Street. We'll head out to Monroe Street. What time we got? 12:48. So I better start heading back to the office here. So we saw some interesting and good caution and good advice. You're right. Crime happens everywhere. I'm well aware of the crime issues, not just this city and all cities. I sense the general anxiety of all Americans, no matter where they live. We were talking about how Arizona is facing the same violence. We see on the news, yes, it's bad in Chicago, but it's bad in all areas of the country. I was viewing a TikTok this morning where a woman was in the countryside. She was in the countryside of a rural area. She was calling the police. She had to defend her house with a shotgun of a guy that was trying to break in. There's the L going by there. And the police were on their way, but she had to use the weapon to defend herself, and she lives in the middle of a rural area. And, you know, that's why I say, even if you're in the countryside, yeah, someone could still, and I respect people's right to defend themselves. And we talk about that several times. I'm not anti-Second Amendment. It's hard for me to talk about it on TikTok. Can you believe when I first started live streaming on TikTok, I didn't understand the terms and conditions, and someone brought up the Second Amendment, and I was just talking about the Second Amendment on TikTok, and they temporarily suspended my live. TikTok did, for just talking about the Second Amendment. Can you believe that violated? I couldn't even talk about the Second Amendment on TikTok because they said I was promoting violence when I was doing the exact opposite. You know me, I'm a hippie. I try to de-escalate stuff. And I just found it ironic that their algorithm, out of all the crappy content we see on these platforms, that they flagged that. I think it's because I said I supported the Second Amendment, and that's why they said that was promoting violence. TikTok did. They actually put it in writing that was why I got temporarily suspended. Can you believe that? Because they're lawyers, and it shows you the chilling effects where the corporation, the entity, the public social media becomes the de facto government that censors our speech and censors our actions. And it's an unelected corporation, a for-profit corporation, that is dictating the terms and conditions of how we interact with each other in society. Isn't that amazing that we've relinquished our Bill of Rights to a corporation? And it's not even an American-owned corporation. So you understand why I'm skeptical about that platform. But YouTube's not much better. It has its own flaws too, as we all know. But here, we'll head by the Carson Prairie Scott. Thanks for listening to my rant here. And we always film this beautiful, actually, if I get across the street, we can film it better here. And we got sirens here, so we'll see if we can get across the street before the sirens come here. Oh, it's down there. So here's State Street. We're crossing State at Madison, the epicenter. This used to be the busiest intersection in the whole city. That staged black and white photograph that I'm sure you've seen, where all the trolleys and all the horse carriages were backed up here. Yeah. Who knows what they believe? I know that's becomes this battle for hearts and minds, and it's amazing the amount of disinformation that spreads. My grandfather always said a lie spreads faster than the truth. My uncles would say we would come home and we would tell our parents the truth and they wouldn't believe it, and we would tell them a lie and they would believe it. And it's what you want to believe. Sometimes we want to believe the lies because the lies make more sense. And it's a, hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? How's it going, Tarpy? Nice to see you.
What's going on? Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm live streaming.
Podcasting?
I'm live streaming. I was at the Carson, the Palmer House.
Oh yeah.
And what have you been up to?
Oh, just hanging out.
That's
we got to get together for a cold one.
We'll get together, man. I'll see you. Yeah, that's good. We got to play that game again where we draw the picture. That was nice. See you, Tarpy. That's great. That's awesome. Yeah. See you. That's awesome. Yeah. I used to go canoeing with that guy. We used to go down Wisconsin rivers, and we went down to Missouri. We kayaked the Current River. That we kayaked in caves. Can you believe that? That's awesome. See, it shows you Chicago's just a big town. And we always run into people. Isn't that great? But hey, thanks everybody. Yeah. Well, thanks, and you guys are my friends too. Thanks for tuning in here. We the power of the internet to spread this, bend space and time. We can all be in the same room here, all over the earth. And thanks for being a part of it. Just showing scenes of the city here, heading up State Street. Thanks for listening to my rants. I'm not right about everything. I get a lot of things wrong. And I'll try to interact better and look at your comments here. Yeah, Miller's Pub was more of a hangout back in the day. It has that old world feel, that old like 50s, 60s type feel, nostalgia. And so does the Palmer House. It's kind of like timeless, And oh yeah, we used to go kayaking all over the place. I want to do it again. I want to get the kayak back out and take some trips and film some footage and Here, we already went by, this morning we filmed some of the windows there in, what is this? Macy's Marshall Fields. Actually, why not? Let's do that again. I'll walk right through the bottom of Marshall Fields. That'll bookend this whole thing. There's the Muddy Waters sculpture. It looks so nice looking over State Street there. Good, thanks. Thanks for, you know, I'm trying to make sense of the world just like everybody else. I'm trying to understand. I never understood the amount of anxiety that's in the world until I started not just TikTok, but on YouTube, because people bring up, it's on people's minds. Every time, all the time, people are concerned about violence, not only in this city, but where they live too, which is everywhere. And it's such a shame that here we are, you know, in the modern age, supposedly the space age, and we're still subject to the same fear that we had when we were living in caves, where we're a fear of being attacked, not by wild animals, but our fellow human beings just driving down the street. Anytime you drive down the street, it could turn into a lethal road rage incident or an accident. Anytime you get in a plane, you're yelling with the person next to you. The breakdown of society, it's been going on for a long time, you know. And we always look at the past like it was better in the past. No, we suffered some of the same stuff in the past, you know. The past was a violent place too, and we can't escape it. That's the dilemma. But here we'll head up State Street. Here, let's go inside. Let's go inside Marshall Field and Company, which is now Macy's. And let's see what's shaking here. Go there. Yeah. It says, please use revolving door. Okay. I'll do what the sign says. Hey, here we go. Are we still streaming? Okay, now we're inside Macy's. We were here last week, right? Yeah. Losing track of the days here. And of course, you know, I will, every time I come in here, I gotta film this. We got footage on this from earlier. This great, the largest Tiffany dome they claim in the world right here. Yeah, look at that. And look how nice it looks with this atrium. And we'll walk down the red carpet here. Check out the chandeliers and the columns of this palace for shopping that Marshall Field built back in the day, and now it's Macy's. I'm glad it's still used, and people like to come here, especially during the holidays. And you go up to, we'll have to come back and go up to the top and go to the Walnut Room. I know the Walnut Room has the beautiful Christmas tree. I got to get back to work because I'm already late getting back to work. So it's huge. Yeah, that ceiling's nice. And then look at this one. Look at this one's even taller. This is the one at the north end. It goes all the way to the top of the building, some like 10 or 12 floors. And they only use the bottom 5 floors for no, 7 floors. The bottom 6 floors for shopping, and then I think the 7th floor is a food court. We went up there. And then the top, they use offices. But originally, they went all the way up to the top. Imagine that, like 12 stories of shopping, a true department store, where every floor was a different department. But here, we'll head out here to Randolph, and then we'll just head right back to Michigan Avenue here. Oh, they used to have gold leaf. Yeah, I think it would be better with the gold leaf too. I don't know why they painted it. Somebody made it an executive decision. It probably was easier to maintain or something. I don't know. But here's the Marshall Field sign still on the loading dock here. There's Ross across the way. See, there's all these kinds of shopping options here. There, the Walnut Room. Make reservations to dine and see the Walnut Room, the great tree, Macy's. Let's go to Santa Land. 5th floor. So 5th floor is Santa Land. So later this week, we'll go back to Macy's. We'll go up to the 5th floor to see Santa Land. And we'll go up to the 7th floor to see the Walnut Room and the food court. And so we'll be back in Macy's. Don't worry. I just gave you a preview there. And thanks for coming on this little lunch walk. I'm going to rush to get back to work. Look at all the pigeons. Look at all the pigeons here. Yeah. Here, we'll cross the street here. Head right back to Michigan. There's a nice view of the Jewelers building. And looking up Wabash, the tall Trump building. And here comes the L. Here comes the, see if we can get it here. We'll back up a little bit, get out of the street here so this car can make a left. Here's the orange line heading across, heading south on Wabash here. Nice train spotting. Yeah, look at that. Heading to Midway. Thank you. Thanks for being a live audience. As always, everybody, thanks for tuning in to the Lunch Bunch here. We'll get you back over to Michigan, and then we'll wrap it up as we head up Michigan here. But, oh, here's the green line heading north. Trains all around. Look how it reflects in the windows there. Look, apartments for rent, penthouses for rent. You can rent a penthouse. You know, he's got these plants here. Hydroponics. Science in action. Nice murals here. There's that sculpture in front of the cultural center. Look at all this great artwork they got here. After School Matters gift shop. Yeah, they got all, look at this nice stuff they got here. Nice murals. And then here's the Design Museum of Chicago's right here, but there looks like they're setting up a new exhibit here. Hey, here's your mail truck. Look at that nice new mail truck. Yeah, the L still rolls around. Yeah, you're right. Manhattan used to have L's and they put them mostly underground. They converted them to subways. Chicago started converting some of theirs to subways. That's why the red and blue became subways. They did that in the 1940s. But yeah, that's why our system looks so old, because it is old. The loop system goes back to the 1890s. Can you believe that? And it was, you know, they would the loop actually started when the trolleys would loop around and head back out the central business district, and then they did the same thing with the elevated trains, which were a technological improvement over the trolleys, because it got the train out of the street, so grade separated, it was safer, and they wouldn't be impeded by horse-drawn carriages and traffic. But you just had that unwieldy looking elevated beams, but it actually becomes charming, you know, the rumble, the noise of the L, you know, which is pretty loud at times. But hopefully we'll catch the holiday train. See you next time. Yeah, have a great rest of the day. Thanks, Crystal Blue Funk. Thanks, Merc. Thanks, Mona, The Way I Roll. Chris, as always. Annette, Bell, thanks for being on. Annette, Merc, Lisa. Yeah, Lisa's God's girl. Lisa is God's girl. Sharon Rizzo. Thank you, Sharon Rizzo. And Richard. Pizza Lisa, thanks for being on. We got several Lisas. Look at that. That's great. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And if I missed anybody, thanks for tuning in. I know some people tune in and don't comment. That's fine. That's cool. You don't have to comment. I'm the same way. Usually when I watch other people's lives, I don't really say much because I realize they got so much to do. But I appreciate everybody's comments. Thanks for tuning in and watching. And we'll be back on TikTok. Well, we'll see if it's raining tonight. It looks like there's still rain in the forecast, so it'll be a game day decision. We'll see if I can stream. But if we do it, it'll be on TikTok tonight. And then we'll keep our regular schedule the rest of the week here. But thanks for tuning in. Have a great afternoon. We'll talk to you later from Chicago. Thanks a lot, everybody.